Today we are going to be experimenting with mixing soft oil pastels with acrylic paint. As a mixed media artist, I like to use multiple supplies when I'm creating, but not all of them interact in expected ways. And oil pastels are fairly new to me. I've had a couple of the Sennelier ones, which, I should go grab that. One second. Sennelier soft pastels. I've had them for some time and I don't really like the Sennelier. I found them to be too soft, too goopy. And then I watched a lot of reviews online and this brand was recommended for, all around beginners. And because they're a little bit harder, so they're not, I don't know how to describe them. They're not supposed to be like Sennelier. And I've been playing with them for quite some time now. And I really enjoy adding them on top of my acrylics when I'm near the ending stages of my paintings, but I realized I never layer them on top. So I thought today we could experiment and I could just bring you guys along with me as I try a few different techniques and mixing them together. So I'll just put them up there, pull up my sleeves. This side is pre-painted. Hopefully it's dried enough. And I'm going to do a from just onto paper and then on top of, and we'll just play around and see what we can do. So what I'm just doing now is just putting one on top of the other, and with some paper towels, because I don't like using my bare skin, I'm just gonna sort of rub it down a little. Now see, I think it's smoother on top of the acrylics because it's, not as absorbent of a surface as it is over here because of the dry paper. Toss that aside. Let's try some Sennelier. I'm going to try using this pencil thingy. feel like layering on top of this didn't go very well with the Sennelier. Let's try a different color. It's a very transparent color. Okay, now let's try doing some just acrylics on top. I'm going to start with a liquid type of acrylic, and I'm going to water it down. Thicken that up a little. I might still have, is it still a little wet on my palette? It looks like it. So as you can see, on top of the Sennelier, it really like pebbled here. Yet when I did it here, it doesn't look to have pebbled that much. And yet it did over here. So could be because there's water, right? So let's just do a thick, heavy body paint. As you can see, when it comes to experimenting also, I'm not trying to create anything beautiful. I'm just looking to see how supplies work with one another. So I'm not creating with intention. It's all about exploration. I have music on my headphones, so you can't hear it. I'm just like having fun. Okay, so let's try some heavy body. Some white with that. Okay, let's have this dry and let's see how it dries on top. But actually, I just want to do one more globber right here and here. Okay, so it's sort of dry. There's some areas that are still a little wet, but let's see. I'm gonna use this. And I'm just gonna dab this area where it had beaded on top. All right, so it dried on top of there. but will it stay there? Like if I rub it, yeah, see, because the acrylics sit technically on top of the oil pastels, which don't cure, they stay, you know, soft and wet. It does move with it. I thought we could try some acrylic ink too. Just gonna give it some life. See how I dragged it through and how the blue picked up? And how it didn't even lay down in this area. I kind of also want to try some acrylic markers. What color should I do? Let's just do this one. Oops. I do it all the time. Okay, so that's it on top of acrylic. But that acrylic is also on top of oil pastel. I'm just trying to right now draw over areas where I know there's oil pastels and seeing how it'll lay on top, how it feels when I'm doing it. Like I can feel a difference. I'm just experimenting. I'm not even thinking really. I'm just trying to do something. And because I have excess Posca pen ink, because of when I activated it, it gooshed down. I'm just trying to use it up. Okay, so we have some acrylic down and some heavy ink. I want to see how that dries. But while that's doing it, let's see now how oil pastels will go on top of this. And let's use something that's super bright and noticeable for our top layer. So I'm going to use a really bright yellow. Okay. Kind of picked up some of the ink there. Wipe it off. Oh boy. Let's have this dry, and then we can come back and see how things sit and settled, and see if there's like any rubbing or peeling off or anything like that. All right, so I am future Leah. I have allowed this to dry overnight just because the ink was really thick and I wanted to give it just some extra time to see what it would happen. So now that that's happened, now that I've given it time to dry, let's go in and just see some of the areas where we know there was oil pastel, but I layered ink and paint on top, and see what happens if I rub at it. So it comes off, and I didn't even try hard. It just is. So as you can see, when using acrylics with oil pastels, you can do a lot of interesting things. You get this beautiful pebbling of the paint on top that'll create organic type of shaping and texture. And you can do some really interesting scraping, I think would be really, really cool, because as you saw here, I could peel it off a little. So you could probably like do some lines and things like that. Which I think would be really interesting for doing mixed media, creative things. But it might not be for everyone. I actually kind of like the idea of laying down my paint and it staying where I put it. But that could just be who I am today as an artist and not be something that I'll find vital for who I am as an artist tomorrow. Do you like to mix oil pastels and acrylic materials? Or do you use oil pastels on their own or with anything else? If you'd like to see some more explorations of mixing different materials together, let me know in the comments section below, because I'm actually expecting a art supply shipment. I know. I said I wouldn't buy any more art supplies, but I did. And I can't wait to add some new items into my mixed media supply repertoire. So I think I'm going to do a few more of these type of videos where we experiment with mixing supplies and acrylic paints and things like that. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. If you're interested in using art as a tool towards healing, hit that subscribe button, watch a few of my other videos, see if it's for you. That's what I do here at my Leah Evergreen Art YouTube channel, is I share different ways that you can use art as a tool towards healing. I review art supplies. I do some tutorials. I just want to peel this off. Oh yeah. Kind of nice peeling tape off, isn't it? I'm also in the process of going back onto Kickstarter for a project called the Art Blox Box. If you're unfamiliar with it, check out a few of my videos. I created a deck of cards that help creatives spark ideas for sitting down, painting, drawing, creating, doing anything that you want to do type of thing. So here we are. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching this video and for being a part of today's exploration. And until next time, stay magical.